Welcome to Random Select. Please enjoy.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mario, and I would like to welcome you into another episode of Random Select. In this particular episode, I would like to call I'm Done Crying. So let's get right into it. Sometimes when two people break up, it could be a lot of different reasons as to why the relationship or the union has come to an end. It could be for financial reasons. It could be for reasons of infidelity. A lot of different things could come into play as to why the relationship came to an end. But sometimes the reason that it comes to an end is because the other person, one or two of the people in the relationship, has been given so much that they're all gave out when they see that the other person is not trying to work at it. Sometimes you give so much of yourself till you're just worn out, till there's nothing else left to give. And that's when you get to that point where you just say, I just can't do this anymore. I'm done trying and I'm done crying. Sometimes we as human beings, we want to love other people so bad, so much, that we see ourselves loving them in the way that we would want to be loved. And sometimes where the disappointment comes in at is that person that you're pouring all yourself into is not loving you back the way you would want to be loved. So therefore, some disappointment is put there. You figure, if I'm giving you all of me and I'm trying so hard to love you, why can't you just love me the same way that I'm loving you? But you got to realize that everybody's definition of love is different. The way people show love is different. The way people figure that love is to be received is different. If you and a person don't have the same idea of what love is, you guys are going to be on different pages right from the jump. You could consider loving someone one way is saying that, I'm being so attentive to your needs. I'm being extra special caring. And that person sees it as this is what you're supposed to do. And that person could see love is, well, I pay the bills and you don't have to worry about nothing being cut off. And to them, that's love. And to you, you could perceive that isn't that what you're supposed to do so we could live? So as long as you guys have that gap between what your definition for love is, you're going to have problems. And then you get boiled down to the fact that some people just not going to do right no matter how you look at it. You can love them, and sometimes they could even be giving you back love the way you want it, the way you intended it to be when you was first giving it out. But for one reason or another, they just can't seem to get it together, whether they can't stop messing around, whether they got outside the marriage habits where it comes to drugs, or they just can't get it right for whatever reason, or emotionally they just can't seem to hone in to what you need. They just can't seem to figure out how they should be approaching you. For whatever reason, sometimes people can't get it right. And I'm not just putting this all on the men, because there are some emotionally messed up women out there too who got a messed up perception of what love is as well. And we're gonna go ahead and throw that myth out the window that us men do not cry, because sometimes it hurts to know that the one woman that when you finally do decide to give your heart to a woman, the one woman that you do give your heart to just can't love you back right, or just won't do right no matter what. So men also have points where they reach where they say they're done crying too. So it's not just women. It's not just the fact that most women do pour their heart and souls into loving a man. And 95% of the time, when a situation goes bad, we're just going to put it on the men. Let's just be honest. And this is not male bashing or anything like that. We're just being completely honest that most time men don't do right. But you do have cases, a lot of cases where the women don't do right either. And maybe let's not say 95% because women are starting to catch up with us being, let's just put it down to about 90%, but you hit a point where if you've just physically and emotionally given yourself to a person so much that you physically just don't have anything else to give. You feel like you've been running your head into the wall with no results, because at some point you figure, okay, maybe I might crack the wall might start to get weak, and I might be starting to make headway. But sometimes you keep running your head up against a wall that's not going to crack, that's not going to break. Those people are going to be the way they are no matter what. Those people are going to love the way they love no matter what. They're going to feel the way they feel no matter what. And you have to come to the conclusion to say that either you can deal with this or you can't. And when you find yourself that you can't deal with it, a lot of times it's way too late. A lot of times you guys are a couple years in, you got kids, you got houses, you got cars, you got stuff you got to divest yourself of. And a lot of people stay in those situations because it's just so much mess you got to filter through to get out of it. You got to untangle all the stuff to get out of the mess. And don't get me wrong, it's not because you don't love them. You still love them. But sometimes we confuse being comfortable with a person with love. Sometimes we confuse just because you've been around a person a certain amount of time, we confuse that with love. Sometimes we confuse, at least this person know me, with love. Yes, a person can know you. They can know you from afar. Yes, you could be comfortable with a person. You could be comfortable with them from afar. But we confuse a lot of things with love. Because love is unselfish, love is uncompromising sometimes, and sometimes love is very unyielding. Sometimes when a person loves you, they will sacrifice to the utmost to be with you. Sometimes when a person loves you, they will try to look at it, break it down, and try to see it from your point of view and see, what can I do to make this better? What can I do to make her understand and to know that I love her? So sometimes we confuse a lot of things with love. And I know as time go on and as society makes love so much more watered down, and as the videos and music and a lot of things make it where love is like 10th on a person's list now. I know a lot of times we can get confused with what love is, because in today's time, let's just face it, we don't see a lot of good examples of what love should be and supposed to be. But it's still out there, and it still has one common denominator that does not change, that will not change, no matter how far along in cultural and generational gaps we get. The basic principle for love is to feel so strongly for a person that you feel the exact same way about them as you do for yourself. So the bottom line is, if you felt love for a person the way you felt love for yourself, you would not neglect yourself. You would not converse with yourself. You would not, let yourself go hungry. You would not let yourself go unfed. You would not let yourself go unclothed. So with all that being said, love is one of those things that transcends everything that goes on. The one good thing that we all know about love is that when someone that truly loves you, you feel it. Nobody has to tell you if a person loves you or not. You could feel it. It feels unlike anything else that's going on in your life right now. But sometimes when you get so tired of trying to push that car up the hill, you get so tired of trying to make a person see things your way, and you've done all you can. So you get to the point where you cry your eyes out, and you come to the conclusion that you're done crying. You come to the conclusion that you're done trying. You come to the conclusion that I care about this person, but we've hit the plateau. We've hit the apex of where me and this person can go. Because we got to get to the point where we understand that there's nothing wrong with desiring and wanting a person that loves you the way you love you. There's nothing wrong with saying that maybe something better could be out there for me, But the problem with it is a lot of us are so afraid because you figure that if I go out here and try to find me something better, I end up not finding anything. At the very least, I still got this. But you got to understand, if you're not happy with this, what do you truly have? So you got to get to the point where you say, if you're not happy, I can't stay here. If you feel that this person is without a shadow of a doubt not going to change or doesn't have the ability to change, and even worse, can't see that there's a need for change, then you got to make a move. Because the worst possible thing you could do is be with a person who feel that there's no need to change. Everything is fine. There's nothing wrong with me. Everything is perfect. They're happy. They run around skipping and whistling and singing songs when you're slowly suffocating. You're mentally drowning, but they can't see it, and furthermore, they don't care. Is that the type of situation you want to deduce to the fact where you say, well, at least I got somebody, and if I go out and try something different, then I might lose this? And you got to start, analyzing and looking at what is this when you say I might lose this. What are you losing? From the first standpoint, you got to say that mentally, you already have come to the conclusion that you're tired of this. You've already come to the conclusion that this is not going anywhere. So when you say you might lose this, what are you losing? Because if you got pretty much nothing in your hands and you're afraid to open up your hands to lose nothing, then that means that somewhere deep down inside of you, you're just afraid, period. Because if you have nothing but air in your hands, you open it up and the air evaporates. Chances are, if you just close your hand again, that same air that evaporated is once again clenched in your fist. So you realize you're losing nothing. But that fear keeps us from doing a lot of things. That fear holds us down. That fear keeps us grounded. That fear keeps you in a situation. How do we get to the point where we let fear be more powerful than our happiness? When did that start? When did that become a thing where we are so afraid to do something that potentially could make us happy for the fact that we ain't happy here, but fear tells us we should stay here and deal with the nothingness that we perceive that we got, instead of go out and try to find something that might fulfill you, that might satisfy you, that might make you happy. When did that happen? When did fear become so powerful that it started to become more powerful than your dreams, your wants, your hopes, and your desires? I don't know. When did that happen? So you got to get to the point where you realize that you're done crying. You got to realize that you got to get to the point where you're done crying over a person that you feel does not get you, that you feel you're not happy with. And that's all I'm saying. I just wanted to put something out there to say that you got to get to the point where your happiness, your wants, your desires, and your dreams become paramount, become something that you go after, with everything that you got. Because at the very least, if you don't fulfill them, I got a feeling that mediocre, average, and run-of-the-mill is always there waiting on you. So anytime you feel like you can't fulfill your dreams, you feel like you can't get to where you gonna be, yes, average, run-of-the-mill, mediocre will be there waiting on you. So it's no need to be afraid to go chase your dreams, because what you already at, average, run-of-the-mill, and mediocre, is where you're already at. It's right here. It's right there. So you don't have to worry about that. So you might as well go chase your dreams, because at least you can say with confidence that you had the opportunity to try to fulfill what you wanted to fulfill, to get your heart desire, to get to a place where you can honestly say that you're happy and you're content. And sometimes we always assume that being happy and content means you gotta have millions of dollars, you gotta have 5 houses, 8 cars, and stuff like that. No, that doesn't mean that. That just means you're getting to a point and a place in your life where you're just not mentally stressed out and worried. It just means you're getting to a place in your life where you can literally smile, and your smile could be literally when someone asks you, why are you smiling for? And your answer is no particular reason. I'm just happy. Instead of now, when people looking at you every morning, they're afraid to speak to you because you got this look on your face that say, if you say one word to me, I swear to God, I'll snap your fucking neck. You know? So we got to get to a point where get to a point where you can feel at peace with yourself. Feel happy with the person you're with. What's the purpose of waking up every morning, looking beside you, and just be like, damn, I thought this was a dream. I'm still with this person. All right, people, I'm going to leave this right here. I just want to leave you a little short, quick something. You know, it's probably not going to be one of my most philosophical, deep podcasts yet. But I just figured that at some point, you got to get to a point where you're just done crying. And you got to just say, today is the day that I start doing and looking out for me. You know what I mean? All right, with that being said, guys, I'm going to just leave it right there. I'm going to say thank you again for indulging me and letting me just, rant and rave and stuff like that. Hey, check us out on YouTube at just type in the Random Select Podcast. You should see the logo. Go ahead and subscribe, leave a comment. Go to the website, therandomselect.com. Check out all the podcasts and some of the interesting blog posts that are there. At the same time, we're on Twitter. That's at Random Select. We have the Facebook page, Random Select. Check us out everywhere where there's social media, Instagram, all those places. And once again, I want to thank you guys. And with that being said, the Random Select is out.
You have been listening to Random Select. Thank you. Goodbye.